to them. Big. Believe me, I know we are. As I hear, you see it in the emails that you're getting in from people. They're coming in from all over the world. I mean, why would they have you and I over in Europe on radio and television?
And you're hunted. You have to travel all over the world. You're hunted. And, I'm here, and then we've got their people crawling all over us, and it's only the prayers and the grace of God we're still here. Plus, people know I'm clean, and if they do something to me or set me up, they know it's going to underline everything I've said and done, Bob.
And they will try to do that, and they will try over and over and over again, like they've done to me since 1967. How would you like to be audited 15 years in a row and have no change, which is illegal, of course, and the hundreds of thousands of dollars I had to do and spend for attorneys and accountants to prove that I had paid the proper tax. And this was harassment. And in my business, the SEC, the NESD, the state regulators in my office every single day for years trying to get rid of me.
But now everything you wrote about 20, 30, 40 years ago is mainstream news, but they put a sickening spin on it and say the bankers that have robbed you and set you up, they're going to tax everything and the good times are over. They're just they're trying to break our will.
Well, that isn't going to happen. They know that, and they know eventually they're going to have to shut us up one way or the other. And that's why 7 years ago or more, I stepped out of harm's way. If they want me, they're going to have to come find me.
Oh, Bob, I want to get into the economy when we come back. What happened with the 1,000-point plunge? What's going on right now in Europe? I turn on the news and it's all about basketball. Meanwhile, the globalists themselves say worldwide total implosion. And it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to happen. And it's so bad, it's disillusioned Dr. Paul Craig Roberts. He's hit the escape pod button with a few final interviews here. But we're so close. The people are finally starting to listen, but it's so obvious to anybody that actually researches it. It's just ridiculous that we have to put up with this. Bob, stay there. I'm going to come back and shut up and have you just take the floor and talk about all these financial situations that are going on and where you see it headed and what's happening with gold and a lot more. I'm Alex Jones. The websites are Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. Folks, you better appreciate the information we're providing while it's still available. We're getting hit by the censors and operatives and other people at every level trying to shut down our material. It's getting serious. We'll be right back.
Global meltdowns, massive unemployment, endless wars, a new currency crisis, financially and morally bankrupt. A great and terrible storm is approaching. So what's the best way to get ready, to get prepared for hard times ahead? Introducing Off the Grid News, a weekly newsletter for independent patriots who want practical advice on how to survive and prosper in an increasingly dangerous world. It's the best way to get a black belt in emergency preparedness, survival skills, and off-the-grid living. Off the Grid News is fiercely independent, all about self-reliance and packed with helpful information on survival gardening, food preparation, alternative energy, herbal medicines, privacy and security, as well as God, gold, and guns, with absolutely no apologies. And the best part, this $100 a year service is now free of charge for our listeners. That's right, free for our listeners who sign up at offthegridnews.com. That's offthegridnews.com. You can sign up free at offthegridnews.com. offthegridnews.com.
They helped to create a new world order. We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at prisonplanet.tv.
On the average, Americans work between 45 to 50 years, hoping to build up enough wealth to retire and live out their golden years. Unfortunately, with taxation, the rising cost of food, energy, housing, and medical, many retirees are forced to live below the poverty line. Is this a flaw free enterprise, or is our monetary unit we call the Federal Reserve Note forcing us into perpetual debt, ensuring inflation and higher taxes? These questions and more can be answered by reading G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Congressman Ron Paul states it's what every American needs to know about central bank power. A gripping adventure into the secret world of international banking cartel. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I will give a silver dollar from the early 1900s to anyone who purchases this book. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order a copy today. It's critical that the public be made aware of the system. Call and order your copy today at 1-800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
Fatigue, headaches, allergies and asthma, chronic disease. Is your home making you sick? Here's a fact. Our indoor air quality is getting worse, and the causes include chemicals, toxic gases, dust, pollen, dander, and even chemtrail particulates. To rid your home of these contaminants, get the best-priced air purifiers in the industry at airfiltersandpurifiers.com. Our air purifiers are specialized to fit your needs, from allergy sufferers to the sleep-deprived to the chemically sensitive. And with no tax, free shipping, a 5-year warranty, and a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose, and healthy, purified, clean air to gain. Call us at 800-499-2418 or go to airfiltersandpurifiers.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off when you use promo code GCN. Call 800-499-2418 or go to airfiltersandpurifiers.com, your trusted advisor for clean air.
Anderson Cooper interviewed me and never aired it. Nightline interviewed me and said it would air last week and then this week, and it hasn't. What they're doing is they're getting file footage of me. So when their bosses at the federal government stage something, they can roll out. I might be in the special this weekend coming up by Anderson Cooper. It's called White Al-Qaeda. I mean, they're really getting ready to use this whole system against us. Bob, before we get into the economy, the legislation, we've been talking about 2 months now, mainstream news, they're going, oh, it's good. Anybody we want can secretly be arrested by the Pentagon and no court is involved, and you're stripped secretly of all your citizen rights. And in the prisons everywhere, they're taking everybody's rights. And it's just total oppression. It's just total evil is taking the country over.
Well, it's going to continue to be that way. I think we have to expect that. And they're not going to back off 1 inch, as I just said a little while ago, because they know if they lose, they are not going to survive, whether it's in jail or otherwise. And they're going for everything this time. You know, this is not 1348 in the fall of the Venetian banking empire known as the Lombard system. They exiled those people, which was stupid, but they did it. And they went to Wales, and they went to Amsterdam and Holland. And they're still with us today, the same families. Well, they're not going to get away with it today because of communications. We know almost all of them. And if this thing blows up and they lose and we win, they're going to lose their fortunes, their power. They'll end up in jail. Some of them will get hung for treason. And so you can understand the frontal assault, the takeover of society, the attitude toward the American citizen and others as well. I mean, look at Greece. People that are rioting. Why? It's not because of the debt. It's because consecutive governments in Greece lied about it when assisted by Goldman Sachs to hide the reality of what was going on financially with the country. And at the same time, the bonds were sold to bankers in other countries, and now the bankers want the public to pay the interest on the bonds that they bought. This is a banker bailout in Europe. It's a TARP for Europe. It's the same thing we went through in the United States, and it's being run by the Federal Reserve. And if they get a little short on money, if $1 trillion is not enough, the Fed's got a swap agreement again. Last time they had $583 billion. And what does that mean? It means they can take that money and give it to 5 other central banks, who in turn give the Federal Reserve their currencies in an equal amount. What the Fed does, and they're not going to tell you this, is they go into the currency markets when they want to make the dollar go up. And they sell those other foreign countries' currencies into the market, and that buoys and makes the dollar go up. On the other hand, and they're not going to tell you this, all the other central banks with that money is in dollars. They go to the treasury auctions, and they buy the treasuries with that.